Hey, we are back. This is Venus Exchange. We are going to be talking about green guidance. So we talk about money. I know y'all want to see some money. Money. Yes. So we are talking about funds, cash, Skrilla, green, credit,
moolah,
all that. Assets, and answering the question, what is wealth? We're going to jump right into it. I am Nova of Temple and Aura, also known as Fit Me Naturally. And my toxic money trait is spending money before I actually make it or obtain it. I mentally spend it faster than I make it. And it's not something that I'm proud of, but it's just a testament of my faith. Pass me that vial over there. Visual for the folks. This is a vial of mustard seed. It is engulfing a piece of sage. So I want my money intentions to be pure. I have the faith of a mustard seed that all wealth is flowing to me. Money flows to me naturally, freely. It wants me. It attracts me. I am attracted to it. We are equally yoked. Mm-hmm. So I am the value that I want to receive. The money wants to flow to me. The money wants to stick to me like glue. So part of my belief about funds is that the universe always provides. So that's why I comfortably spend things before I make them, even though it does give me anxiety. So.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Leslie. Good girl, Les. I think that my toxic money trait is, and I'm going to have to elaborate a little bit more on this later on, but I'm selfish with my money. I think that's my toxic money trait, is I hold on to it because I feel like I don't know if I'm going to get it back, but I need to understand that money is always coming to me because it's not mine to keep for forever. I can't take it to the grave with me. So I need to learn to let it go in order for it to return. So, yeah.
I think you better let it go.
All right, I'm Anisha, Tweety Marie, 2E's _. My bad or toxic trait with money is, I spend money like I'm already, 6 figures in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Amazon delivery truck comes to her house every day. Amazon sponsor us, please, because she is.
I got it. Especially online. Yeah. Don't my card be hooked up to. Look at me putting my head down. I'm so ashamed. Yes, I do have a bad.
Shake it, girl. Shake the vial. Shake the vial. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Yes, I have a bad online shopping habit, and I will spend money on food like it's my last meal. Like, I do not care. When it comes to food, I will splurge. Mm-hmm. But I don't buy clothes and stuff like that. But food, no, I do not care. I will swipe. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I just got, yeah. That's my bad habit.
Hello, loved ones of the world. It's Amber. Am the goddess, and I got a lot of bad, toxic, disgusting, shameful habits of money. Like, it's
down,
being real.
Amber.
I'm just being real. Like, this is. I'm gonna let somebody else preach on this for real, but I personally feel like I am overly frugal. Like, I'm really starting to understand that. Like, I swear to y'all, I have gift cards from years that I have not spent, gift certificates that, like, go get expired because I don't spend them. And I have, like, checks. I have checks right now for months. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to cash this today. Every day. Okay, I'm going to cash this today. Okay, I'm going to cash this today. And I don't cash it from September. Like, wow. It's November. And it's bad. Like, I just feel like, I think I'm just, like, it's fear. It really is. Like, fear and money go hand in hand with me because I just feel like, I could use this one day. Yeah. Like, I could have it. I could have the money in my account, but I'm not going to spend it. Like, I'm just like, that fear, I'm really working on releasing it and having that trust and faith and abundance, because I have no problem accepting it when it comes in other forms. Like money is just something I have to work on, but when it comes to like people, friends, when it comes to art, when it comes to opportunity, I have no problem accepting abundance, nature, life, like everything except for when it comes to that cash or that coin. Like I know it's coming, and I know, but like the money, like I'm just still working on that. So it's all
Pray for
toxic.
it.
Please,
Ooh.
Please, you can have this.
Right.
Shake it like a salt shaker.
All right, what's good people? It's Alicia, and one of my toxic money traits, I mean, more so like I'm actually really giving with my money, and like that obviously the idea is not mine, so I really don't like it moves like money is a tool, so it's gonna work. And I just make it work. But, however, I want it to work for other people, too, who don't have the idea or the resources or the money. So, yeah. I just, I'm the type of person, if I eat, everyone else around me has to eat. So, if they ain't got it to eat, then I got it for you. And now I'm, I'm removing that, like, idea, because I will have it, for you a little bit better if I could go ahead and build it, instead of just keep giving it away. So
teach the man to fish. Don't give them the fish.
Yes. So yep. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. I just give it. Give.
I'm a testimony to that. Alicia feeds me at least half of the week. I just want to say that.
And look at that, what's the word? Look at that, because she got it. She can feed herself with her cheap ass. But here she is.
It's the love. I taste the love in the food.
Yeah. Letting poor little Alicia slave over these hot pots.
No, I'm not slaving. It's an honor. Okay, I enjoy feeding my not my people, but my community.
I'm your people. If I'm getting fed, I'm your people. I'm your slave. I'm whatever you want me to be.
I'm there.
I don't feel like I'm slaving, but yeah.
I just like to be dramatic. I'm sorry. Hence my
I feel
sparkly
I get it.
dramatic. All right, so listeners, we want to know, viewers, we want to know, are you team money bag, cash Skrilla, or are you team credit card? Let us know. Drop some emojis and let us know whether you are cash or card, or if you're both, you can be both. So we're just going to talk about, relationships with money, mentalities about money, generational impacts of money, and how that all ties into where we are with the black dollar.
Yeah, so are you credit or cash? I feel like you're going to say credit.
I do. You been talking about a house. Come on.
You're talking about 800.
That's 797 though, I have grown into being team credit. Why? Give you a little bit of a story. I went to college at 17. I could not wait to be 18 so that I can get everything, which included some credit. In between 18 and 22, I racked up about 6 racks of credit, which isn't too bad for the time frame, 2006 to 2010. So I had about $6,000 in credit coming out of school, but quickly decided I wanted to go back to school. So I was working full time, paying for myself to go to school, living in a house. I had custody of a 16-year-old. Like, I was living a real adult life on a real college student budget. And so I used credit cards to kind of float me a lot. At 22, almost 22, I decided that I wanted to cut up all the cards and get rid of the cards. I had credit cards to every single store. Children's Place, I had no children. Home Depot, I had no home. Like, you name it, if they offered it and I could save 20-30%, I was a business major, so I always understood the power of saving and the value of a good deal. So if I had the $50 and I could buy it, but if I get the credit card, I can pay $20 for it. I pocket $30, I can afford it, pay it right back. The problem is I would forget to pay it. Forget. It was not it was just simply too many things on my plate. So
you had it.
The plethora, I got it. And the plethora of credit cards became a responsibility. And when I got 22, I said, you know what? Now I have, I have 2 cars that need maintenance. I was a manager of a retail store. I was in school. I didn't have time to be sitting around playing. Literally, something was due every day because that was just how many cars I had. I think at my peak, I had about 17 credit cards. So,
try to throw that in there.
Oh my God. And none of child anxiety. So imagine how I felt trying to take care of a child. I had a couple boyfriends at the time. I was in school.
A couple?
I had
She tried to throw that in there too.
I had a lot going on, and I had to
Slow down.
I had to remember to pay my bills. Who had time for that? So I did consolidation to just cut it off because I did not even want to. I couldn't afford to outright pay off every single one. I had some rather high balances on certain cards, so it just wasn't for me. So I actually just kind of got back into credit about, it'll be 2 years. It'll be 2 years like this February. So within 2 years, I'm now very, very close to an 800 credit score. Mm-hmm. I have about, proud of myself. I have about almost like $35,000 in the credit limit. I use 2% of that amount because I do not need credit, but I do understand the value and the importance of credit as I do want to be a homeowner. I just got my first car note, y'all. But I also was preferredly financed, so I was under 4%, which is very, very decent. So I didn't have to negotiate. I didn't have to nothing. I was like, yeah, I know my score.
That's amazing.
That FICO hit, and so this is what I want, and I walked in and I got exactly what I want, and I didn't have a negative experience or anything like that because I walked in with that confidence that no, this is what I want. This is what I know I should pay. This is the terms of financing I want. And that all just comes from education. I had to be broken down by the credit system. So that's why I would never talk bad about it because I know how easy it can make your life. But I know how quickly it can tear your life up. So I'm pro credit education and then credit usage. Because if you don't have access to trusts and funds and some of the amenities that the privileged have, and the privilege does not have a color, privilege is just a status. So there are some people who were set up a little bit better than others. So if you don't have access to that funding, I'm going to just break this down to you. You will be reinventing a wheel and spinning in a gerbil stance real hard, trying to catch up to those that have already been set up. And so... and that's just the truth. And you can work for it. You can get it out the mud. You can flip it. You can do all of that. Or you can just learn to master credit and use it to your advantage and then buy out that credit, give it back, and close it out. You know what I mean? So until you're there, I think that for me, my favorite line is all my life I had to fight. So I'm not doing that. I'm not reinventing. I'm not going to keep flipping all this money and doing all this. I did that. I had the money in the mattress for about 10 years. Y'all missed out. Should have got me then because it's in the bank now. But I kept all my money. I kept all my cash. I have bank rolls. Like you would have thought I was Gucci walking around. But... And I've always had bank accounts too, right? But I did operate like that and believed in paying things for cash. My mindset was if I cannot buy it in cash or out of my bank account, I cannot afford it. And I lived that life, like I said, for about 7-8 years. And I lived a good life. Like I traveled, I did everything I wanted to do. Didn't have car notes, minimum expenses, such as no car note, things like that. So it's definitely perks to living every life, but that's just my experience with it, and I am pro get your credit together because it'll change your life.
So how old were you when you got your first credit card?
18 in one day.
18 in one day? What about you, Leslie? How old were you?
I got my first credit card literally 3 weeks ago at the age of 26.
So are you pro credit or cash?
Honestly, I think that up until this year, I've always been pro cash. But now I'm understanding the importance of credit utilization and also how clutch and how, convenient it is to have it. When I got my first car, y'all, it was like this big old dispute at the car dealership. It was very embarrassing. My family, anywhere, anytime, they'll, get down. But, my stepfather, he always tries to pour knowledge into me. He always does. But younger me, I was always like, I ain't trying to hear that. I'm not, about to listen to somebody who, who's not somewhere that I want to be. I'm not about to listen to you. I'm not about to take advice from you. But he always spoke to me about how important it was to, use my credit. So yeah, my first car, he was trying to tell me to go somewhere else, somewhere that would help my credit. Instead, I chose to listen to the opinions of people who taught me how to survive and not thrive when it comes to, my money. So I took their advice, and that's why at the age of 26, I'm just now getting my first credit card, because I was always, what, if I can't buy it in cash, I don't need it. I can't afford it. So I need to make sure I flip this. I need to make sure I go without this to make sure I can save this so I can buy this. Now I'm like, what? I'm going to use my credit. I'm going to kick my feet up and I'm going to buy this now and I can pay for it later. It's very convenient to me. But I also know that, I cannot abuse it because I will end up in a bad place. And I also pride myself on being very financially responsible. So I know that I won't get to that place. But I'm just right now, I'm like, it's a breath of fresh air to be able to use my credit. So right now, yeah, I've always been pro cash, but right now I'm still pro cash, don't get me wrong, because I still think that the financial institutions that we have to, that we have to deal with, they're still corrupt to me. So I'm always going to be pro cash, but we still need to learn the importance of utilizing our credit.
Beautiful.
Wait, start off with what age you were when you got your first credit card,
yeah.
and then go to pro credit or pro cash.
Okay, I believe I was probably like 16, 17 when I got my first credit card. I honestly don't know what the hell I was doing. I actually had 2 credit cards. I got 2 credit cards. Yeah. I had no business doing that. I ain't know. I got approved for them and stuff, but nobody had really taught me, like, about paying them and, like, not, spending limits and all of that stuff. So, yeah, that was not good. That was not a good experience. It was definitely a learning one, though. I would probably say that I'm pro credit because I just know what money is. Like, it's literally just a piece of paper that don't really have, like, no value. And it's like the way that the world is going right now, we is literally about to be a cashless society. So,
oh wait, are y'all talking about the material cash or the idea of like cash, like
The energy.
No, just more so like you either got credit or you don't. So, but you still can have a debit card, where that's not
I
just
was talking
credit.
about straight credit lines.
yeah, like credit lines or just
Right, but no, I'm talking about like, because I meant to ask you this, but not actual physical cash, but I'm saying like your money. So are you pro money or pro credit? Like
spending,
where the money, the source of the income is coming strictly from you. So you're not using credit to.
right.
Debit cards are included, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like the way that everything is headed right now, we should probably be somewhat focused on credit more than actual money, because it's like the money, the value of $1 is actually really, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's fucking depleting. It's like actually 3 cents. Like a piece of paper is really worth like 3 cents. So it's like the best bet is really to probably focus on credit. I mean, it's all really illusion if we really want to be honest. Like, so I would probably be more so pro credit than actually money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna jump back on that. I'm gonna jump back on both.
Okay, y'all, it's Ambeezy. I've been sipping on the wine. So I am pro. I don't know. I've been using credit to build my credit score, but really, I don't care about none of this. I'm really like, my main goal is to focus on self-sufficiency. And I do feel like, you know what? I've had plenty of wine. You know what? The government does so much and takes so much. Like, why not? Like, why not utilize credit to my ability? So I guess you could say I am pro credit, but I don't have the education. I don't. And I don't have the education. I don't have the guidance. And my goal is to utilize the system to work in my advantage until I can get out of it. Like, that's my whole goal with everything. Like, just utilize the system so I can get out of it, because the system, I've been dependent on the system.
I want to touch on it.
No, this is like cup 3.
Cup 3.
Yeah, I'm feeling really. Y'all never seen me like this before. I don't think any of y'all have.
I like this Amber.
So my main. Okay, y'all. So this is what my.
That's a microphone.
Yes. So this is my goal. My goal is to raise my credit score, get my property, and just start swinging. Like
Swinging what though?
Swinging properties, swinging whatever it takes, swinging tenants. Like, I'm about to. Let's focus.
A lawsuit.
No.
You try to swing her. She already done told you.
Right. Okay, listen, y'all, for real. Like, I'm planning on getting, I want residual income. I want multiple incomes. Once I get credit to get that, like, I really don't care about credit. Like, I have found some interesting information on how to get mortgages without having good credit, without using credit.
Girl.
Like, there's information out there. I think we need to read. Like, we are not reading.
You know what?
You don't
read
have to
some
even
books.
pay
Yes.
mortgages. Let me
Right.
tell you.
Come on now. Let's get into taxes.
I was just about
I
to.
don't-
You don't even have to pay
Alicia still has
taxes.
to go. I don't want to jump out of
HR
line, but
25. Look it up.
Right, yes.
Y'all good. Y'all good.
No, you get in here.
Okay.
Alicia's the money queen. I feel like I want her doing money rich for me. It's so bad. Like, just come on, like, do whatever you did. Like, do it on me. Light some fire on me.
Babe,
Put some money water on me, please.
Down.
Some moon water drinking.
Y'all silly.
No moon water, please.
So the age I was when I first got my store credit, because I never had a credit card, but I always had store credits, which is completely a different experience because it's only for that certain
Store.
place. So I was 22. Like, I always wanted to get credit when I was in college, but I didn't have credit to get approved for credit, and it was a weird idea. I'm like, how am I gonna get credit if no one's approving me to even, like, give me a chance to have credit? I thought it was so weird, but whatever. And then, of course, like, you know, with people, is that me? My bad, y'all. Of course, like, I couldn't get no co-signers because, you know, family or people idea of, like, credit and stuff, like, I can't risk that. Like, I don't know. Like, and then, of course, if you not being responsible, then now it's their responsibility for since they decide to co-sign or put you on their stuff. So I understood that. So yeah, I just got a store credit, and I mean, it was fun because I'm like, oh, well, I get to shop now and pay later. Like,
What was the store? Because I feel like you got good taste.
it was Express.
I
knew it was a good one.
Yes. Wait, I didn't even tell y'all. I got a secure creded card when I was
You know what?
16.
Oh, that's embarrassing because the
I
credit
got
card
one
that I
now.
just got 3 weeks ago was a secure credit card.
Okay, so that's a little different. That's like a little different than a regular
Those
credit
the ones
card.
I like.
You gotta pay the money first.
Let me not say that's not embarrassing, but what I mean to say is, like, wow, you had a secure credit card at 16. I just got my first one at 26.
Right, gotcha.
That's good though.
Like-
F the system. F y'all. F the man.
Hey, can I say it? Fuck the system.
Yes, thank you.
Fuck
Somebody
it.
who used profanity, say it.
Somebody.
I just got my first credit card, so maybe a couple of years ago, and I don't like it. I don't like using money that I don't have. Because I just be using it. Like, when I go on a vacation, it's over with. I'm using my credit card. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But see,
Uh-oh, Genova.
I waited to chop in on this.
So earlier, how I said, I'm financially responsible. So I before I even got my credit card, I was putting money in envelopes, saving it, because like I said, I'm on cash. So something that I do, with this credit card. what I do with this card is every time I swipe it, every time I spend something on it, I put that money in an envelope. So I know that money that I put on the card is I have it to pay it later. So that's why I say I pride myself on being financially responsible, because I know that even though I have it now, but I don't want to spend it now, you know. So yeah.
I love
You
Nova
want
card.
No, but what you look like?
Right.
It's either the wine or what? Like,
Because I can chime in.
It's both. Okay. I done lost so many points. It was so many points I wanted to jump on.
We all need notebooks.
Is money an illusion?
Yes.
It's an illusion when you got it. It's not an illusion when you don't.
You know, that's real.
Go find
Absolutely.
a homeless person. Go find a poor person. Even thinking of me when I used all my money and I literally I can cry because I hate having memories of being poor. But at a point in my life, I did not have bus fare to get to school. So thinking of when I could find my last quarter, money is not an illusion. Money is very, very real, and it gives you access. And that's why sometimes it's overwhelming having that access. It's like $1,000, and you know, so you can't help but be remedial and just go dumb with it. And I totally get that. But being now, you know, a mother, a business owner, and you know, a source of education, financial education, and lending funds for my family, it feels totally different. So in the respect of the fact that I have this cloud of thousands and thousands of dollars, and you know, on paper I look worthy of 10 times that amount, you know, in that respect, yes, that's an illusion. But when you do not have money, it is very, 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 very real. So I do not you know, I just look at both sides of it, because it is very much a cloud when it's obtainable. But when you don't have the education or the access to funds, it is very, very stressful. Very, very stressful.
And I want to jump on piggybacking off of that. I want to jump onto the black dollar, because I don't know if y'all remember, y'all know Just Hilarious, right? I don't even know if I should.
She ain't funny.
But anyways, she's not.
She is funny. I'm just in my feelings. Where's the wine?
It's all right. It's right here, baby.
But no, so she y'all know also the Black Dollars Matter line, who, you know, is here in Cleveland. She said, what the fuck is a black dollar? What's a black dollar? Black dollars don't matter. Money is all green. That's not true, because I don't know the numbers and anything, but the black dollar leaves the black community the fastest that it does any other race, you know? So
Race.
there you go. It's so much anyway. But so the black dollar does matter. Now, I forgot my point.
It's okay.
Money is
I'm like, I thought you started crying too. I'm like,
y'all getting a new tonight.
you want some water?
Okay. I'm enjoying this.
I don't need water. I'm very upset because it's on the tip of my tongue.
I'll be right back. You just talk about the black dollar.
If it's real, what is it? Money's green.
Oh no!
Okay, so we're gonna pause you and let her hop.
Okay.
And then we'll hop back.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna think in the meantime.
We know.
So,
When it comes scribbling.
my thing is, like, to touch on what you said as far as if it's illusion or not. So I completely respect, you know, what you said. I completely agree with what you said. But at the same time, to like piggyback off of it, as far as you saying, us not having like the resources and knowledge, you know, of certain things. So I know that a lot of people is not into, what I'm into and the things I study and whatnot. But I have come into the knowledge of, that's why I said money is illusion. So
let people know what that is. Because,
right.
That's important. Just for viewers and listeners to kind of know where you're coming from with your
views.
With your energy and your views.
Yeah. So okay. I'm not gonna dive super into it, but so I say money is an illusion because it is not real. If we really want to go into like the Federal Reserve and all of that stuff, we sort of can dive into it, but I'm not. But let's just dive into the government. So yeah, we just gonna go into the rabbit hole. So as far as that, I've come into the knowledge of, I don't trust the government. The government is basically robbing the people of everything that is rightfully ours, and just giving us these false illusions. And one of those illusions is money. We have access to many resources that we do not have the knowledge of. I know you guys brought up mortgages, and mortgages is definitely dead pledges. You do not have to pay mortgages. You do not have to pay taxes. If you look up HR 25, Congress is actually trying to get rid of the IRS because they feel as if it is not fair. And this is all on congress.com or .gov. This can all be looking up HR 25. And as far as like our money, and I say that the government is robbing us, they're robbing us little by little, and we don't even realize it because they're not going to tell you like, oh, we're going to take 90% of your check. We're going to just break it up in different things, as far as like, you get paid and then you have to pay taxes on top of different fees and things of that nature. But if you have an understanding, or you come into this knowledge of not having to pay certain bills, because we don't have to pay bills, we don't have to pay light bills and things of that nature, I feel like money would be way more accessible, or not even necessary. Like I honestly feel like at a point in time in the near or far future that we can actually go back to a trading and bargaining type system, or just where we just don't need money, period, where people is just more willing to just just more willing to just help one another. Like what do we actually need money for? Like if we came into the knowledge of where we didn't have to pay bills, as far as like light bills and stuff of that nature, like what would we really need money for? If we was able to grow our own food, what we need money for? Like, if we just got back into that whole family, like community, like village mentality, I don't really feel like money, quote unquote, is really necessary, because this piece of paper is really like I said, it really has no value, because so it's like what are we actually chasing? Like money is actually gold and silver. Nobody has gold and silver, or I'm not gonna say nobody has it, but it's like this piece of paper that's worth 3 cents or whatever, like we killing ourselves over, is really an illusion. So it's like, not to disagree with anything you're saying, because because that's how we have been, programmed or set up to go after this dollar, and it's like we have put so much value on something that is not even worth it. Like we risk our health, we risk our like mental health, physical health, emotional health, like all type of things for what? This piece of paper that's not nothing. Like,
yeah, I think like we kind of trying to buy our time back.
Right,
I feel like that's the game. Like it's more so like, all right, take the time. Now make the money, like make the money the thing. But I don't know. I think my views on all of this is kind of like different from everyone, but because I'm pro cash, or not the actual material idea of cash, but actually like what it is. Like, yeah, the number looking back at you matters. Like when you go to the ATM, that it's like it's a game. So it's like, what level are you on? And it's just like, all right, that matters. Not the debt you're looking at or not that, but literally like what you're able to do. And usually because of the, you know, this world we are in, we are trying to work for our time. And so the idea of when people want to say, I want to be financially free, all you're saying is you want to be free because we all have an understanding that like
time
is money. Like just like saying that with more money, then it becomes an illusion. But when you are actually working to get it, it is a very real thing. And like it's a game, but even because if money's an illusion, then so is credit. So then why do we have credit and why is it necessary? Because it's just like
it's all access.
It's a system.
Like it's just all a taught process of access.
Yeah, but yeah, so to me for sure, money is definitely an energetic tool, and it's just the way you work it. And really the real money is yourself and what you're able to produce. And I mean, I don't know, it's like it's all symbolic for me personally. So usually when I'm looking at that number, because numbers matter and numbers are energy as well, so it's just like when that number talking to you, it's talking to you. Sometimes that's a reminder for me sometimes where I'm at on my path, because I'm like, I feel free. Like I'm not worrying about things that I was worrying about 2 years ago when I just had my daughter, because I no longer believe that this is what it is. I mean, sometimes like we gotta I say this about everything, but we really do have to take our power back. It's just nothing is going to be real to you if you don't let it. So it's just like, all right, money's an illusion. So now what does that create for like your world now? Like if what we have to use as a tool isn't real to you, what are you doing? Like how is that benefiting your physical world right now? Like, you know, like.
And I feel like the reason that a lot of people put a huge price tag on cash is because they lack that financial education. They lack that financial knowledge, not only in the physical realm but also the spiritual realm. They don't know that. And not to discredit, you know, anybody who has to, you know, chase after the money, who has to do whatever they can and get the money. I'm not trying to discredit you, I'm not trying to disrespect you, but you don't understand that money is it's physical. In the spirit world, it doesn't mean much. It doesn't, you know, hold that much weight. So that's, you know, we lack black people, we lack, not even, I don't want to say that, but you know, our community, we're deemed to be broke, we're deemed to not have much, and that's because we're deemed to always spend our money on the wrong things, and that's just because we don't know any better. You know what I'm saying?
Like exchange, like I feel like that's the energetic idea, because if money wasn't a thing, exchanges still exist nonetheless. Like, so even if you exchange a service, you exchange it with this, so it's always a give and take. So it's more, that's how you build things. So it's just like that, you use yourself as a tool, money's a tool, like it's all just a tool with exchange. Because if you have a service and you're doing it for free, at one point you're going to want to exchange for what you got. You got. And then also, even when you're doing ancestors and stuff, like there's exchange that has to be done. And it's just like right here in this physical world, like this is just symbolic for what's actually really going on. But I don't know, sometimes I just see it as a game, and it's like, it's fun. I mean, personally, to me, I have a good time with it, because it's like I'll play, like I feel like I'm playing Monopoly, because that's all it is. And for people who don't have the idea of what the game is, it's not fun. It's not. It's actually a sad time. I'm like, damn, I'm down bad, but you don't have to be. Get your ass in the game and get out. Like, and win for yourself. But
it's like, money is mental. You know, it's the whole, you can use it to strengthen your drive, or you can use it it can make you sad if you let it, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, you know, sometimes it feel like a game. Like earlier we were talking about the guy, the YouTube guy, what were you saying? The guy who makes meals for super cheap, like pantry,
the cheap eats.
Yeah, pantry dishes. it's like earlier this year I was I literally quit I was working at, a hospital in the surgery department, and I quit it on the faith, that I was going to be able to make it without this corporate job. I was going to be able to make it without the, the healthcare system. I'm like, you know what? They're disrespecting me. And I'm the type of person that money don't, you can't buy me out. You can't put a price tag on me. It's not, I'm not that. We not going there. So I left the job, you know what I'm saying? I saw things that I never thought I was going to have to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn, I can't believe I'm doing this. Damn, I can't believe I'm thinking about doing this. You know what I'm saying? So there came, I was just like, you know what? I'm about to, I ain't got no choice but to hustle. I ain't got no choice but to, do things that I never thought I was going to have to do. I'm like, you know what? Let me get competitive with myself. I'm not about to be down and out. I'm not about to be out here looking all sad. I'm not about to be sad and out. What can I do? I like a competition. Let me go ahead and look at my pantry. Let me see what I can do. I'm about to make this fun. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, it was playing with money. It can be a game sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It can be fun. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's,
we listening. We are like,
it's a fun game.
And that's just the idea that it's it's mental, it's spiritual, it's not a physical thing. We can take it, we can use it to our advantage. We can let it make us feel good. We can let it make us feel bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you use it, you know what I'm saying? Just being educated on how to use it, I guess. Knowing what to do with it. I don't know.
So I got a question. Like, what is y'all goal? Like what amount of money, what will make y'all feel comfortable?
I feel comfortable now.
You feel comfortable
but
now?
I'm not really comfortable. It's just more so like I know what I'm working for. Like I'm cool, like, because I chose to be, and that's just it. Like, oftentimes there was times that I could have been cool, but I was looking at what I wanted and that I don't need. And oftentimes when you just kind of go back to source, all your needs are taken care of, especially if you change the way you eat, especially if you change the way you live, especially if you change what you do. Like, if we were all really out here growing our food, okay, that eliminates that. So now what I gotta pay? If we was all out here making our clothes, or got an elder, or got someone in the community that know how to make clothes,
right.
All right, that eliminates that. But it's just like this world was built, it's being built to spend, like, and it's so it's like, oh, okay, it's funny. Like, I don't know, maybe that's why I like business, but I love marketing because it's funny to me. I'll be like, anything, it works though, because that's how easily moves people are. But I do have a plan, and I understand that it's energy, right? If you sit there with the money and that number, you don't even have to spend it, but you're gonna have a different experience with this world, because people understand, like, you're a millionaire, so you don't have to worry about buying anything. I'll give it to you for free. So it's just like you really working towards a freedom, because that's how it's set up. But it's not even working towards freedom. You have to claim your freedom now and watch it build, watch it grow, because everything's going to grow, but you have to claim it first. So I think when I start to do that, then I start to see like things that I'm able to reward my daughter with my own energetic shift. Like, it was just a shift. So so I am
that's a good segue into our next point, which is generational I'm not gonna say generational poverty, but generational poverty, lacking mindset, just beliefs that we inherit about funds and the impact that has on us as folk. That is heavy right there.
It really is.
I felt light saying it. Like, it was like a weight just saying it.
It's frustrating.
Generational poverty. I actually had I always was able to see like two sides of life, because when you're really, really poor and you deal with people that are regular poor,
It's levels.
real. It is
to the poor.
It is though.
kind of like rich and poor.
Yeah.
And really they don't really got it either. But they're a little bit ahead of you. So the difference between
That's
like
real.
two families could literally be, this is a broke family with credit.
That's true.
Imaginary, they got the credit cloud, they got imaginary money. And that can be multiple sources. So that can be a family that gets government assistance, a family that gets some type of check, a family that gets taxes back, versus a family who has no taxes coming, no tax refunds coming back, no governmental influence in their home, things like that. That could literally be the make or break between what type of poor you are. Because poor with help is so much easier to manage than poor with no help. And that goes back to access. But when we talk about generational poverty, aunties, clutch your purse, because you jacked us up. You did. Your lacking mindset, you not seeing it for yourself, not believing it for me, you not working towards having a healthy understanding of how money functions. You taught us fears. You taught us need.
Scarcity.
You taught us disparity mindset. You taught us gold digger energy. You taught people, your households, that time was equivalent in some way, shape, or form to money.
And fear.
And it is not. Time is priceless. Time is priceless. And that's one of the biggest things that I'm learning and relearning and unlearning as an adult, is that my time is priceless. So I don't sell my time. I make products by hand. I do services with my time or with my energy, but you're not buying my time. You're paying for my expertise. You're paying for my quality, but you can't afford my time. So I can't sell my time. I spend time doing things that I love because I love them, and it's not work. That's a whole different relationship than what I feel like I was raised and taught of: get out, get a job, get a good job, go to school, get a great job, get a good pay, and buy a nice car and a nice house.
And don't have no babies if you can't afford them.
Right. So things like that. Like that's a whole slippery slope of things, and you learn these things. I'm being stereotypical right now. I'm just throwing out stereotypes. Some of this is actually me. Some of this is friends. I'm just telling you what I've seen. So to have that type of energy come from playing it safe, from let's say a mother working 70 hours a week, who spends no time molding their child, who spends no time actively and effectively being a woman in the household, a nurturer of a household, because you're out making money because you want to provide me things that you have not provided, when all I need is the knowledge and experience of things that you weren't not taught. You know, so my relationship with money really changed when I became a mother. And that's why I never wanted kids initially. I realized soon after having one what my purpose was to break a lot of generational curses in my family, because I'm the one that can do it.
What's the worst generational curse you felt like you got from your family?
I ain't gonna put them out there like that.
Specifically.
Oh, it's so many.
I'm just realizing she said specifically.
We need details.
The specific generational curse
But
that I learned was that no,
Finance.
she's about finances.
Yes.
Is that I was never taught nothing about money. Honestly.
What did they have you thinking that wasn't true?
The only way to get money is to work a job. That's my grandma. Me and my grandma go back and forth between that. And I love my grandma dearest. That is my heart, soul, everything. But me and her be going back and forth when she be like, you need to work a job and you need to get Social Security and you need to do this and this and this, that. And it's like, I'm not.
Like that from my family.
Yeah, like.
They didn't even get that far. Like, they did not even get that far. I think the biggest bad thing about my family was that being left to figure it out.
Yeah.
Having people not be honest, not articulate where you were and where you stood as a family. Just being forced to come up with, you know, compensations for lack. Like, one year, do you want a winter coat or do you want to go to homecoming?
Yeah.
I'm in high school, both. You know what I mean? But not having a conversation like, look, this is what I did in life.
Don't do it.
I fumbled some plays. I fumbled the bag. And now we have to make these type of choices. And you don't want to make these type of choices. So maybe you should think about doing this. Like, just lack of guidance in general. You know what I mean? Like, my father had some access to some funds. Access to funds. And in my eyes, his access to funds and the speed in which he could acquire funds made me feel like he was rich. I had no understanding why I still had to ask and get an allowance and get anything when I felt like he should be making it rain, because you have more money than I've ever seen in my whole life. That means adding up every pocketbook from every holiday, from every birthday party. You have more money right now on you than I've ever seen in my life. So why do I have to ask? Why do I have to? That built resentment, financial resentment from the haves. So I made up real quick in my mind. I don't know what I got to do, but I bet you I'm gonna always have it.
Yeah, that's ooh.
I know I'm never gonna be put in a position to have to beg you for it. I knew not to ask them for it because I knew they didn't have it based on how I lived. I didn't know I was poor until I got into situations with other people who had Jordans and gold chains and parties and nice houses and furniture and TVs that didn't have the little TV sitting on top.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, y'all got floor model flat screens?
Right.
Oh, this is nice. I'm gonna come over here all the time. You know, it took me to get out of my house to really, and I was very sheltered. So it took me to come out of my house to kind of see, oh, this is how people live, and this is what it looks like to have something better, whether it be a good job, whether it be credit, whether it be a high income, whether it be a grandmother that gives you everything because she gambles and she hit the casino. You know, I grew up in Detroit.
Right.
So I had a lot of different plays of seeing, and I just decided that I was going to get it. So the first way, I like I said, I've been working since I was 15. So legally went and got a job. Got a work permit, forged a signature, everything. Yep, did it. Worked 40 hours a week my high school year. Every day. I was like literally employee of the month. I worked grown people on a regular basis. Because I wanted to have it. Before that, I had a candy business. I used to buy things like Walgreens and $4 candy bars and flip them at school. I fed all the pregnant girls. Everybody. All the athlete team, the weed smokers, the munchie havers. I had it. I saw need. I always have been able to assess need and put myself in a position to capitalize off of it, if that makes sense.
Okay, so we all see the need. What about the risk? It's like the risk in that letting go of the fear. Like, how do you get across that bridge?
That's my favorite part.
It's like that fear. It's like, you know you can buy some property. Like, you know you can do this. You know you can take out a loan and do this. Like, how do you, like, jump across? How do you have that mustard seed faith?
Honestly, you have to get tired of living the life that you have. So I'll tell 2 quick stories of what happened to me. I rented a house from a rental company, a real estate company, a mortgage company, like a Keller Williams. They did it. There it is. So, and I went this route when I had my son. I wanted a house. I wanted different things. I wanted space for him. And so I was like, I'm going to go through this because I don't want to deal with a one-on-one person. I don't want to deal with a single landlord. I want to deal with a company. I think it's a better living experience. Just like living in an apartment, but one unit. Horrible experience. And after a year, I had to move out of the house. I moved into another unit. This lady literally gave me 30-day notice to move. I got a lot of stuff. So, like, I got the 20 by 20 storage unit. Like, a lot of stuff. Big, like, a lot of stuff. And I had to move at an inconvenient time because she wanted her property back to do personal things with. And the inconvenience that I felt, the instability, the root chakra was kicked from up under me. And, I had nowhere for me and my 2-year-old son to go. It smacked me in a lot of ways. You know why? Because I had no parent to go live with. Because they don't have a space or a house either. I had no sibling to go live with because their foundation is jacked up too. And that's when I started really peeling back the layers of my life and my childhood. And I had to forgive everyone that I felt like had financially harmed me and just take the lesson that I learned from it. And at that point, I decided, I already started working on credit because I knew I wanted to buy a home soon because I had a little kid and he's active and I wanted him to have a backyard and a trampoline and all those things that I never saw as a child. So I put myself in a position to not be told no the way they like to tell me yes. and that was through credit. And that was just totally a whole different game to have to play this game, to spend the money. And it got slippery for a minute, and I had to go buy education. Shout out to Credit Queen Irene. Very good credit literacy programs.
I was going to ask you that, like, do you think that you could ever start up, like, a program to educate people?
Nah, I ain't going to step on no toes, but I do tell people what I know. I share this. I'm a firm believer. I took a lot of L's so somebody can get a lot of wins. I took a lot of L's so y'all can have a lot of lessons, and I'll gladly help you in any way I can. I am not a professional, though. I don't keep up on the law. That is Credit Queen Irene's specialty. So, but she did teach me a lot of things about credit, how to use credit, how to use it to my advantage, all of those types of things, and I took heed to those things, and I am thriving in the financial realm because of that. In the credit sense. In the earning sense, I still work for what I have. You know what I mean? So it's just a balance that I had to take. But I had to forgive a lot to not be afraid of losing. And to be honest with you, when you look at a kid who did not have money to get to school in Busford, what I got to lose?
Yeah.
What do I got to lose?
That's how I feel about, like, I really want to buy some property, and people are saying, like, well, what about this about being a landlord? What about that? And
Are they landlords, Amber? Are they landlords?
Exactly.
Why are you talking to turtles about giraffe business?
Exactly. Like, if I started off broke with no property, and the only thing that can happen is I end up broke with no property. I'm just going to end up back where I started, and I'll start again. Like, that, all I'm going to do is start again.
There you go. And that's your mustard seed faith right there. But what you got to realize is that a lot of people around you are so crippled by fear and so stagnant due to lack of education that they're never going to be able to pour life into you. They're never going to be able. And when I stopped looking for other people to pour into me spiritually, financially, in any way, shape, or form, when I started pouring into myself, that's when I started to grow. Sometimes you got to water your own plant because their water is not conducive to your success.
It's not wet. Your water not wet, okay? You got some dry water. Come on now.
Unmineral water. You got that distilled water.
Tap water.
So, yeah. So, sometimes it's not that they mean any harm. It's just that they're a turtle and you're a giraffe. Period.
And it's just that sometimes they were taught how to survive and not thrive.
Period.
Yes.
Lot of surviving.
I'm a baby of survival, and I put that on, you know, not only finances, but, you know, I'm gonna tie it back to that. But, like, when people say, you know, you were raised on love, I was raised on survival. Period. Point blank. That's it. How to keep breathing, how to keep, you know, just how to maintain above water. That's how I was taught. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't taught how to save money. And I remember being, like, you know, like 11 years old, my mother taught me. She told me, oh, I'm jealous of your saving skills. I wish I knew how to manage money like you at 11 years old, because I was always afraid to be broke again. You know what I'm saying? I was afraid to go to sleep with no dinners again. You know what I'm saying? And that's what earlier, like I said, my toxic trait is I'm afraid to be broke again. I don't want to live like that again. And the fact that I had to live like that again at the beginning of this year was terrifying to me. And yeah, I just have to, like you said, I have to practice and I think that that's my biggest thing is I have to forgive my family for setting that example for me. You know, I have to forgive them. And I don't think that I have yet. I don't think that I have yet. And I think that that's why I'm still where I am, to be honest with you, because I had wrote down that knowledge is money. And I honestly, on everything I love, I'm very intelligent, but I don't tap into that because I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? But I have to. And I think that in order to tap into that, I have to forgive the examples that were given to me. I have to forgive the people who set those examples. I have to unlearn and relearn. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Very true. About 2 years ago, I was in that same mindset, especially when I just had my daughter. And, you know, at the time having a partner that also had a scarcity mindset. And we're just trying to survive. But I can only speak from my experience, so I really do feel like it comes to a time where you have to set yourself free from, like, all of that, because obviously being a mom does change. I know you're not a mom, but because I grew up like that, and because I start thinking, oh my God, I have a child now and it's happening to me, it made me do the complete opposite. I'm like, oh, I'm about to start. I got to start spending this money. I got to start making this money move and actually using it for what it is. Yeah, but
And
that's it.
That's why I said what I said earlier, not to cut into what you were saying, but I was always taught, oh, don't have no babies because you can't afford them because you got to do X, Y, and Z, so you can't afford to have no kids right now. That's why I said that, because that's why, that's another reason why I have put off trying to have kids for so long, is because I can, sometimes I look at myself like, damn, how can I afford to raise I can't afford the shit that I be doing. How can I afford a whole another human being? And it's just,
am I the only parent who feel like having a kid ain't that expensive?
Yeah, because I don't understand. Like, it's really not a burden. Like, I don't like when people try to treat it as a burden.
I don't have kids, so I don't know. But
it's the idea, because I had the idea before I had
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like people put that energy on you, and it's like, okay, this sort of like sidetracked, but I know when I was actually giving birth, even with giving birth to my daughter, I did a natural birth, and I just remember everybody like, oh my goodness, get the epidural, like it's gonna be so hard, and this and this and that. And I personally want 9 children, and I know that's a lot, and every time somebody hear that, they be like, oh my god, 9 children, like 2 is enough, this and this and that. Like, mind your fucking business for once. Don't worry about what I'm doing, my yoni. Like, mind your business. You ain't got to take care of them. Like, I don't look at children as a burden. I look at them as a blessing, and if anything, my children is going to inspire me to do whatever I need to do for them. Like, so it's like, I'm not looking at my children as, oh, I had children, so now I can't do this, that, and the third. It's like, oh, now I have children, I need to do this, and that, and the third. Like, I just don't like when people just, like, children ain't asked to be here. Like, you did that doing what you was doing. Like, it's time to, like, it's time to take responsibility and step your game up. And if you can't, then you probably shouldn't have been doing what you was doing.
Like, you need to do it differently.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's what it is when it comes to those generational curses. Usually when it comes to even breaking anything, it's just a matter of a different choice. Like, you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, obviously. So the way I saw my grandma, everyone, my mom, everyone do it, we're flashy. So, if you got it, then you better act like you got it, so it's that type of thing. But really, like, no, you don't have it. So why are you even focusing on that? But that's something else I had to realize. Like, I got to break that. Like,
I feel like that's where a lot of our mindsets is at right now, as far as like looking like we got it because we ain't never had it, instead of actually focus on trying to get it. And it's like, I just feel like a lot of people just got this flashy mindset to like sort of like hide the truth, or like pretend
they worry about
like,
what it looks like instead of what it is. And I'm like, Amber can tell you, baby, my car was literally all right, and I didn't care. Ivy, I love you forever. But I mean, that car still runs, for the record. It still runs, but it wasn't safe anymore, so I had to let it go. But I always would look at it as I get everywhere you get. We get to the same place.
Right, that's all I care about. I don't need no car note and all of that.
Actually, I fly way more places than most people because I did not have this expense of a car to stunt when I pull up. I don't care. If you coming to save my life, if you're coming to help me, if you're coming to enjoy my company, I don't care what you drove in. I don't care. I don't care.
So,
and so I think people gotta
materialistic
worrying about what it actually is. Like, why would you ever want to be a mansion with no furniture? Why would you want to sleep in a mansion and sleep on the floor? Like,
so what do you feel like is a comfortable level? Like, what do you feel like is your goal? Like, this is the amount of streams of income I need. This is the amount of money I have in my bank. Like, when does it stop?
So free.
I feel like
you could be free and homeless.
Exactly. That's when it stops. They're homeless because they stopped. They like, I'm free. That's it.
Because I don't think just because you homeless that you are poor. I feel like it's like you said, it's all is mind. So it's like you could be homeless and ain't got shit and feel rich as fuck. Like, you happy, you pleased, like,
life. And then sometimes the stress.
And then sometimes it's like that money don't do shit for nobody. That money actually causes more problems than anything. Like, you could be rich and be able to buy everything you want, do anything you want, this and this and that, but you lonely as fuck. You ain't got nobody. You ain't, like, you just unhappy. So it's all a mindset.
That's why I feel like it starts internally. Like,
right.
It's
so
like, that's what I'm saying, symbolic.
I think that if you sour your relationships or you root your relationships in money, that's when things get a little evil.
Right.
Because
honestly,
honestly, feeling financially secure, like, okay, chakras, right? I'm big on chakras. Book your Reiki sessions with me. I take very, very, very serious to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And at the foundation, you got to have stability. Nobody goes and builds a house on shaky turf. So when you got that foundation, that sets you up to have so many things put on you. So because I have a healthy relationship with money, green, credit, all things cash, all things income, I have a healthy relationship on that. It allows me to have a lower stress level in different aspects of my life. Because I'm not worried about the biggest thing, which, like you said, not having that bargaining system, that traditional village style. I worry about light, gas, heat, food, shelter, warmth, insurance, all of those things. I have the funds for those. So now I don't sweat about that. Now I worry about, do I have time to go do things that I like?
Yep.
Do I have time to work out? Do I have time to breathe? Do I have time for yoga? Do I have time to read to my child? Do I put my child to bed at night? Do I pay someone else to do it? Do I have the energy to please my man or to please myself? Do I have a pleasant aura to please others? I don't want to exclude nobody. But when you're worried about funds and when your security, when your root chakra isn't stable, you cannot give like that. You know what I mean? You're not anchored. You know what I mean? And if you do find roles fulfilled in those things, a lot of times they're unhealthy roles. They're imbalanced roles because you don't have no foundation. So now you lean too much to this way because you really don't got this. So you got to deal with that dude that got the money because that's how you going to get the bills paid. Or you got to deal with that job that you really don't like because they pay you what you need to make to pay all these bills that you done made to look like you got something. So root chakra is very, very, very important. So that's why I say having that healthy foundation and having your basic needs met allows you to really kind of walk and thrive in your energy. You know what I mean? So when you say, is it a number? Is it a this? Is it that? No, it's an overall goal to always feel like I have the ability to do the things that are actually important to me. Because let's be honest, work in the traditional sense of clocking in, it's not important to me. You know, I'm always late. I'm no rush. No sense of urgency to be here at all.
It's a mindset.
At all. I don't.
Mindset.
You know what was important to me? Making sure that my son wasn't upset when I left him with someone to be watched while I came here to play with you about these couple of dollars.
Right.
What's important to me is that I did my aura cleansing before I came in here and gave my energy to people in your place. That's what's important to me. That I got to listen to the end of my song that really makes me happy. That I got to finish that podcast before I... That's what's important to me. You know what I'm saying? So making sure that I have... Yes, podcast. Making sure that I have time for those things. Making sure that I have time to call friends. Making sure that I have energy to lend to friends when they're going through things. Making sure that if somebody needs to know something, you know, I'm in the mindset to transfer information. Like that's what's important to me.
Freedom.
Yeah, like freedom to do the things that are actually important to you. And when I became a mother, that was one of the biggest things. I used to work for the school system, and one of my biggest things was that my coworkers used to be dropping their kids off at 6:00 to be in the building by 6:45, just to get a peace of mind before having to really be there at 7:15, only to leave the building at 4, struggle to go grocery shopping, run these errands, pick up their kids by 6. Your kids been gone for 12 hours. You talking about some little Timmy's dumb a box of rocks? Well, I bet so, because you're here playing with these other people's kids and you're not raising your own kid. I never wanted to be that person. Anything my son do, I can tell you what he gonna do. I know the boy like the back of my hand. Why? Because he's never been to a daycare. He's never been to a child watch facility. He's never I do have a village that do help me with my child.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with daycares, y'all.
It's nothing wrong with them. But and honestly, at this point in the quarantine, if I could find one, he would be there So daycares,
I'm right there.
drop
Comment
your
below.
ass. But he's 3 now. He's 3.5 now, and he's already a person. He's a human. He will check you. He will read you. You know, he's emotionally aware. He has the things that I wanted him to have and the confidence, and he's now a candidate for daycare. You know what I mean? You send your blank little canvas somewhere, and then you wonder why they come back acting like a little spawn. When it's because you didn't mold them.
Yep.
I wanted to be able to really mold my child, even though I'm not perfect. I wanted to mold him. So all his little bad habits, he has compliments of more mother. And I'm proud of that because I gave them to him. Win, lose, or draw, I made that.
It's the freedom.
You know what I mean?
It's the freedom.
I made that. So at the end of the day, he's not perfect because I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? But we'll both get there. But we got that foundation. He knows his mama don't play this, that, or the third. So he only gonna be able to do but so much. When you let other people set your children up, have you ever had somebody else wire your car or set up your phone? No. You can't let nobody get in your car and adjust your seat in your mirror. You can't. You can't do that with your kids either. And I knew that as becoming a mother, a first-time mother at 27. I knew that. And I reworked my whole life, rechanneled my whole energy, like everything around the fact that now, at the middle of my life used to be me. Now at the middle of my life, it's this little boy. Let me figure out how to maneuver around this little boy. I don't live for my son. I live for me. I'm a happy person before I'm a happy mother. You know what I mean? So it all boils down to like the hierarchy. You know what I mean? And just all that. So ain't no limit. There's no limit I'm working for. There's no nothing. But as a goal, a point of reference, I do want to have a property and an LLC for my son. So to set him up. I believe in the setup. You know what I mean? So he'll have his things that he inherits. Inheritance, trust. Make these normal words in our households. Not debts, debt, D-E-B-T.
Got you.
There you go. That and GoFundMe's and fish fries and all that. No, it will be none of that. Like my son will be waiting on me to roll over because he want that money. Because I pay that premium every month to make sure that when I leave, he's set up financially. Everything that is in my name will become his. And he's going to know how to work it. My son's always at my business with me. Not because I'm some cheapy unprofessional that won't put my son in daycare, but because I want him to see work. He's happy to come to work with me. Mommy, we're going to go get a workout. He thinks he's my assistant. He wants to be a photographer. He's taking pictures of the process, and it's good for him to see. He doesn't see me stressed and slaving and taking orders or anything like that. He sees his mother as a boss, and he's going to inherit that energy, that boss energy. I'm not bossy, but you know, the delegation, the leadership, he's going to pick all that up. So that's the goal for me, is to create those streams. And the more children I have, the more streams I will create so that every kid can have their own. And that's my goal. It's not a financial cap. It's not nothing. I've been happy with $500 in my pocket. I've been happy with 5 racks in my pocket. I've been happy with $5 in my pocket. So the money ain't really the thing. It's all about really the access and the appointments of the access. Being able to pass that down. So.
Okay.
So, well, has anybody been keeping track of time? I apologize.
We're up there.
I just
We're done almost.
Yeah, I was gonna. I didn't want to interrupt or anything, but I just wanted to say to close out the show, we should all go around and express our financial goals. Now, my financial goal really doesn't have to do with money at all. I just want to be able to provide opportunity. I feel like I'm rich when I can provide opportunity to others, to my children, to people, to my loved ones, to my friends, my family, people who look like me, people who have been through things that I've been through. If I can provide to them, I'm rich. So there I have it.
We're going this way.
So yeah, my biggest financial goal or thing that I want to do as far as to break generational curses would I'm really big on law and just studying that. So with my studies and all of that, I have figured out how we do not have to pay bills, we do not have to pay taxes and things of that nature. So if you eliminate all of those things, that's more money in your pocket because you can still work a job. Just imagine working a job and not having to pay taxes or pay bills and things of that nature, then you're more, that freedom that everybody is striving for. So that's just my biggest thing with my children, is just teaching. My biggest thing really is just teaching law, and basically just breaking away from the system, the self-sufficiency, the fictitious government that we're living up under. And that's basically just my goal to instill in my children, is that knowledge. It's more so the knowledge than more so the drive to get the money. Like, let the money work for you. Don't work for the money,
Yes.
So that's that.
Yeah.
Self-sufficiency.
I agree.
Do or die. Do for self or perish. That's my thing I like to live by.
I don't really have a particular number, or I don't really feel qualified to give advice. Like, girl, I'm struggling. Like, just with
You ain't struggling, you cheap.
I'm not struggling like quantity wise. I'm talking like idea wise, like conceptualizing, like how I want to move this energy. Like, I'm just struggling. Like,
Well, that's why
the money isn't the problem. It's like my goal is not. I don't really care about materialistic things. Like, to be honest, my goal is to have options. I just want my children to have options, and I want to have multiple streams of income. Like, I want the focus to be on what you are passionate about. Like, I want to have the ability to create art and to take trips and travel. And if it came down to it, if we all got stripped down, if we all came like face to face with the government with guns in our faces, like, what are we gonna have left?
I won't even be around. I'll be ducked off.
Like, what like, my goal is to have, I'm gonna tell you right now, my goal is to have seed libraries, to have weapons, and to have books, and to have a structure of what I think a village of a family should be. And I have several cups of wine. So let me try my best. But my goal is to have intangible concepts of life that will hold down the legacy.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, just whatever it takes to be happy. And like, I don't care about the highest quality fashion line.
Material.
Ooh.
Yes, I struggle with that. I really do.
You don't make the clothes. The clothes
Yeah.
don't make you. You make the clothes.
I want to know how to
Just
make
the
my own
clothes.
clothes.
Right,
You
that
know?
too.
I'm falling out the clothes.
Yeah, like, I just want to be, the goal, it really is self-sufficiency. Like, the goal really is to reflect on my spirit and to have everybody's spirits ascend. And once our spirits ascend, then we can do the basics. And like, I really feel like we can go back to the old days, like
Village.
trade for trade. Like, that really
mindset.
is like,
Guys, we are evolving.
Yes.
There's no going back. We're going.
We're going up.
I'm
It's
sorry.
up. It's up.
some stuff gotta go, Some stuff, the whole tax system, like, that's gotta go. Like, y'all gotta be
wait.
Yeah, things could be eliminated. But
HR 25. I just let y'all know. HR
Static.
25. Look at that.
Static.
the government's like trying to tap into my headphones.
so,
HR 25.
my ultimate goal, and I mean, sometimes, I'm a Taurus moon, so like, sometimes I do be coming from that place, luxury and comfortability, and though that looks different for everyone, like, I know what it looks like for me, and it's abundant of resources from source, and I want to be connected to source because that is the ultimate wealth to me. But with source comes the finest silk and things that are actually from source.
So
Like,
where you moving, Alicia? Because I know you live in the raggedy states. She gonna be off grid with the trees. Just tell
I
me what time you
will.
go to. I know she
I've
is. I
seen
know she's
myself
leaving.
already there. So.
I know. I see her there sitting next to her. Like, I literally see her like in a Bali swing, but not in
Yeah.
Bali. But she's like doing some knitting. Like, she's
Yes,
just
that's
chilling,
what I
doing her
wanna
own
do.
thing. Like, I literally see her drinking out of a coconut with a bunch of aloe leaves around her. Like, I just
Thank you for
see
sharing
her.
that vision with me.
I see her already, and I know she's not here. Like, her, she's already somewhere else, off a grid.
Yeah,
Like,
so
on some other stuff.
yeah,
Like,
and that
with a pump wheel or something. Like, we're carrying water in buckets like this. Like, I see her.
but yeah, so yeah, that is my like idea of luxury. And for a second I thought I was racing to my free. Or like that's why I love that song. And I just got to be free. But yeah, like, and usually with me singing all the time, I realize like, damn, I am free. So really, I'm just building what my ultimate like my space, basically I always call it my resting place. Like when I lay my soul to rest, this is what it will be, and I am working and getting there. So like I'm free, but I'm also community. So really, just for me, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Basically, free though. Like that's my ultimate.
Create your own village. That's what you.
Yes, I would love to create my own
definitely
village.
what you on.
Yeah, for sure.
Bury
so,
me in my backyard on my land.
And I'll invite everybody. I'm like, come over. My home is your home.
Like-minded.
And that's just what it's going to be. But I know right now where I'm at on my journey is that I do have to lead by example. Like, I can't even talk to people no more about anything. Like, it's just more so like, all right.
Watching.
Just watch. And if you ain't watching, well, guess what? I have enough love that I'm not even going to make it your responsibility if you don't even have it for yourself. I'll have it for you. Because support, like it's okay, like we are here, we all have a purpose, and I'm just noticing like mine's is to do that, like all right, because everyone ain't gonna get it because we've been so damaged, and we do have these generational like curses. So I can't keep telling my grandma these new ideas and concepts. She ain't there no more. But now I see my cousins already adapted it, so it's just like, whoa, damn, how can I help? And it's just like by doing it and then bringing them to it.
And detaching from like your expectations for everybody else.
Very true. Now that I do gotta do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. This is deep. I feel like
All right, y'all. So
not lightheaded. Just
next time, y'all gonna see us talk about all the wealth we acquired. You know,
Yes.
all the freedom we acquired, and
drop some of your financial goals, what you think financial freedom is, what you think,
Yes.
how many streams of income do you have? You know, we just want to know like what you think, where you stand on this.
what's the key?
Oh, and also real fast, Anisha, I just want to say your part and your role that you play, keep doing it, okay? It's needed. It's necessary.
Thank you.
Like
It's necessary.
it's important.
It's
Okay.
it's a big
Yes.
apple to swallow, and it's definitely one of those strength in numbers type of situations. But don't ever get tired of swinging that bag.
Yeah, because I did. All right, I was in college. I'm like, but because I allow people to tell me like,
Right.
oh, you're too radical, or oh, you're digging too much, or like you're being too like it is not necessary. And I'm like,
Love and light, everybody. I'll see y'all next episode.
oh, peace. But yeah, so. But yeah,
thank
so
you, gratitude.
just know, like, it's really necessary. I just love the part everyone plays, and yeah.
Thank you, Elise.
Yeah, I gotta tell you that because sometimes when you carry that energy, it's not as supported.
Right, exactly.
Even whether it's the conscious community or not, like it's not supported because it's
different. It's not what people really is used to.
it'd be like yeah.
Right, I'll call myself this all the time. Like I'm the village crazy person, or the whatever. But it's necessary. Like I'm willing to wear that title or whatever, and stand on my square and stand on what I believe in. And I'm not gonna let nobody influence me or steer me away from what my goal is.
Keep vibrating on that frequency, because firm believer in the energy, you're gonna attract. Like you've attracted 5 people who with it. You know what I mean?
Right,
You're
right.
gonna attract 5 more. Those 5 gonna attract 5. You know what I'm saying? So just keep with it, because just like holistic and natural and Dr. Sabi and sea moss and herbs and tinctures or whatever. All of that are bubbling now. You know what I'm saying? But like Left Eye died trying to figure this out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these things that we just click and order and find a guy on Instagram like, oh, what's up?
Right.
Like all this access. You know what I mean? But it took 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
just keep at it, because it's something
Plant
to
the seeds.
it.
That's what
It's
I always
something
say.
to
Plant
it.
them
So,
seeds.
yeah, so that's
for
for
They
sure.
go grow on their
Dope.
own.
Until next time.
yeah, do something. I say take a risk. That's my last thing to say.
You take a
You
risk.
right, exactly.
Take a risk with me.
Yes.
I'm taking a risk.